Hey guys, and welcome back to Let's Draft Magic the Gathering with me, X2X. We have a very keepable hand. A very keepable hand. I definitely do not think we're playing Bond Beetle turn 1, but it'd be nice to have an Arbor Elf. We don't have an Arbor Elf, so we'll ship the turn. Our opponent plays a Walking Corpse, which is fine. Playing rather quickly, which is nice.
Quite the draw so far, land.
Yep. At least we have enough land to play our spells.
Just thinning the deck. We're just thinning
Here,
the deck.
I'd rather take 2 unless he goes for murder. If he goes for murder, Scroll Thief is fine. He's not, so we're gonna go down Craig. Play Bond Beetle. Flinthoof Boar. And I think we just ship the turn for now. I think Flinthoof Boar is gonna get in there, but I don't think it's yet.
That was probably a free attack, free damage.
You think so?
For a little bit in return, just chump Scroll Thief with Bond Beetle and then...
You don't think Bond Beetle is worth more to us on the table than he is on the ground? Wow. That's pretty bad. So play a land. That's 6 land in a row?
Force Mage...
Force Mage pumping Bond Beetle.
But then he just blocks a Scorpion and dies. So it's kind of a bad Force Mage
Save
right
the
now.
Force Mage.
Yeah.
And see what happens. If he wants to hit me with Giant Scorpion, I'd definitely take that, because Force Mage...
We're kind of in a rough spot right now.
We are, but our top deck is very live, and against attack of the Dirtles, I don't think we're too bad. So that's a pretty good draw.
Yeah, that's nice to have.
So here we can...
We could slag his
Scorpion.
And then start getting in.
And attack, he can double block.
Double block.
So let's...
Slag it and then wait.
Slag his Scorpion. And... wait, because we've drawn a lot of land. I think our top deck is pretty live. Even though playing slowly is not so good. Flinthoof Boar is pretty big in it. I mean, this guy has to have something. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, Blocky Bound Dead can't even block this turn.
He can block. He just can't regenerate. But I mean, he can chump the...
So if we go 3 Force Mage, smash him for 6, then he just jumps?
It might be better to throw it on the Bond Beetle and get...
But then we can lose our Flinthoof Boar to a double block. I'm thinking
true,
our Flinthoof Boar can't actually die if we Force Mage it.
That's true.
So I'm going to do that. And I mean, I feel like our... I don't remember, not Bailoff, but our other guy makes...
No, the Roaring Primadox makes the...
The Roaring Primadox makes the Force Mage, at this point, pretty decent. And here what I'm looking to do is get one of these guys off the board. He's just going to take it, which is fine. If he goes Mark of the Vampire this turn, that sucks, but Bond Beetle gets out of there. If he goes Mark of the Vampire, that turn to Slag was really bad, but he's at 14 and we have a hell of a lot of spells in our deck.
If he marks, we can double block with Force Mage and Flinthoof Boar and blanket still.
Alright, so here he has that. Bond Beetle gets in the way, he doesn't draw a card.
For him.
I guess, I mean, the Bond Beetle did its job, right?
He gets a card or gets a creature off the board, right? Like, I mean, there's not really much danger for him there. He's out of reach of most of the red burn with Exalted.
Yeah. Well, we still could have gone, 3 damage off of it. Flames of the Firebrand.
Yeah.
Would be really nice to hit like a removal spell. I guess it's not nearly as important. Just anything to. We're definitely this deck. It's weird. We're definitely having a lot of trouble making a hole. So here we go Timberpack Wolf, Quirion Dryad. I don't think we're offering. Are we? Oh no, he'll just chump with Duty Bound Dead.
Yeah.
I'll just hold him back.
Here, I think we could even. Well, no, he can't attack because Flinthoof Boar eats him. I was thinking we could double block, but there's no point, right? Like no.
Yeah, it's a safe double block anyway.
Yeah, he only gets one on the off the Scroll Thief.
But if he has a murder or something, because he's playing with quite a few cards in the grip. This is the type of player, and the last guy we fought, by the way, which Mind Rot is awesome against.
Yeah, they sit on a big hand.
They sit on a big hand, you Mind Rot them, and you end up getting them really well. Because they're generally the type of players who don't play against Mind Rot.
They're playing against like removal spells. They don't want to show you their best cards. You know, they'll put out a Scroll Thief and say, you know, Flames of the Firebrand this. I've got something better in my hand that I don't want firebranded. You know, if you were blue-white, you play that. They brand it. You play Exalted Archangel. Suddenly that firebrand looks pretty dumb.
Yep.
But
yeah, absolutely.
That's the kind of guys. I feel like that's the kind of way these guys play.
So here he's going to attack with Walking Corpse. Sure, you can have 3 damage. Since whatever you want to do is fine.
Don't know what he could have at instant speed that would have.
With 17 life, I'm more concerned about getting blown out than I am. Like tricks or something like that is what I'm concerned about. I'm not too concerned about dying from a Walking Corpse, and I'm not too concerned with trading Flint Hook before a Walking Corpse. If he's got some sort of... I don't know that there's a spell that would work in his colors. But he's definitely in the tank. He's taken quite a long time this turn to play something. He's got 2 mana tapped. So I don't know what it could be. Yeah. Wouldn't it be nice if Quarian Dryad was whenever anybody?
She'd be an insane bomb if it was
that. She'd be pretty good.
She'd be so enormous every game.
So he's pulling the trigger. He's gonna rise his giant scorpion. Oh, okay. That's pretty aggressive.
You don't feel like running in.
Well, I could throw the wolf away, but he's a big upside. It's interesting. So his plan is to kill us with 2 damage off the giant scorpion? Off of an exalted trigger?
Yeah. It's a bad block for us, but at least we get to then choose. Like, we get to go, like...
Yeah, you know what? I'm at the point where I'm like, if he hits us with giant scorpion, we crack back with Flint Horbuff, and if he tries to do some, like, multi-block nonsense, we just Titanic Growth and kill whatever he blocks us with.
Of course, he could just block
with Duty Bound Dead.
And then...
Which is fine. Rancor would be a nice one.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely help us get there.
I feel like if he attacks here, we could also just, like...
Kill it.
Kill his giant scorpion.
Yeah.
We could double block his giant scorpion with Force Mage, Timber Pack Wolf, and not lose out too bad.
So we'll go for a flying creature, which is fine. And he doesn't attack for the free attack. Man, this is really brutal. Flood is really bad. And our deck does not... This is a 1 deck with 16 land in it, by the way, that you don't want to get flooded in.
Yeah, there's 16 lands, we have 7, 8, 9.
3 damage
right
off
now.
the Primal Clay. I mean, if we get running fireballs, we're okay, but...
We've got a lot of stuff in this deck
Yeah.
right now. What is this?
Jeez. Answer? We can just kill it.
It's worth it, man. It's worth it, absolutely. I got absolutely hammered by that card. They just, every turn, they turn a creature to stone. You can't attack.
Yeah.
You know, like, he already
Grows
blew a
with Primal
Rise from the grave, which was, you know, unless he has a second one, but we can't play around that.
Giant Scorpion. Take 3 in the air.
The Zathra Gorgon is not a card you can just, like, leave.
No, I definitely agree with your read on that. We should play it out for sure. Action.
Force Mage on the Force Mage, swing in with some stuff, some men.
Still blocks the board with a giant scorpion, right?
I don't know. I'm just thinking we could start swinging with some stuff. maybe use Titanic to force a trade. We don't even have to swing with Flint of Four. We could swing with our 3/2/2s, or now our 4/4 2/2 2/2, right? See what we can dig up. Force him to make the decisions from now on.
At this point, I think like
He could also just not block and we could win.
yep,
That would be sweet.
That's a way this can go.
He's not blocking there, he's blocking there. So we get his giant scorpion, or we... I think it's worth blowing Titanic to get his giant scorpion
I
out of the
agree.
way. Especially since he's leaving our Flint Hoof Boar alone. Like,
Mm-hmm.
we don't get Scroll Thief. That's fine, Scroll Thief doesn't get in. This guy really doesn't know how he wants to block. He's listening to us. He's
Yeah.
next door, in the house next door, and he hears our conversation. Just do it. Just do it.
This is the same block though,
Yeah, I don't know
except
what
it
he's...
kills Query and Druid, not Timberpack Wolf.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Sometimes Timberpack Wolf gets bigger than Query and Dryad.
Yep. Especially when you have blown out. Oh well. And now he's got. Oh, he's just gonna regen. I was like, now he's got something else to cast. I figured he was rocking that on summon, but
Yeah. I feel like a deck like this, you can't just... if you sit and play around like an unsummon,
yeah, I agree.
you're just losing. Like, you gotta force the cards out of their hand and force them to run out of
one
answers.
of the big downsides of a core set, in a lot of ways, is that you end up with these board stalls where it's like this guy, like double walking corpse, doesn't seem very good compared to us, but because he has Giant Scorpion, it forces us to play a certain way. Anyway, it's and in reality, like, sure. This attack is great for us because that's 6 damage, and then if we pull Trumpet Blast, we win. If we pull a Fireball, we win. Because you got 1, 2, 3, so we go 1, 2, 3. Taking 3, dying to Fireball. Trumpet Blast is. Oh, he's got some more gas. Another like dirtly creature.
This guy's like a mono Dirtle.
Mono Dirtles, hey?
The problem is, when we took that attack, now we're dead to Primal Clay on 2 turns. We could have blocked and just lost like a Force Mage and lived a little bit longer. But do you want to start bashing this guy's? I guess we can't really keep
No.
that on the crackback.
No, I don't. I honestly, in truth, I feel like this is a really hard win, and I'd like all my creatures alive because I'd like to kill him with an instant, because I think that's basically our only option. That's my guess. I don't think blocking Walking Corpse, makes sense there. Anyway, we are far away from winning. So what did we see? I'm putting the ring in, and the reason that I'm doing that is because we end up in these board stalls, and that's why I took it.
Yeah.
It's also trample, which is fine.
Do you want to switch our land out again? Put an extra mountain in for a forest?
No, I think we were just getting unlucky.
Okay.
I'm trying to think if there's any other play that would be nicer to have. Kindled Fury gets Death Touch creatures really good, but it's still a card. Plummet deals with... the only card we saw was
Primal Clay.
Primal Clay. And I think I'm going to put in Gorger. Because I think we need a big... I mean, we're constantly sitting here with no land out. Trumpet Blast seems good. All of our 2-drops seems very good. I mean, maybe our 3-3 for 3 is the weakest? No, that can't possibly be right.
Run 41? I don't know.
No, I'm not going to run 41. I think what I want to do is take out a Flunkies.
Yeah.
No, I want to take out a Courser. I think the Flunkies is a bigger upside. And just play that. Okay, not sure if the decisions are right, but I feel like we need a big creature. Since we have 2 trample outlets, I feel like Vastwood Gorger with Eva's Force Mage and stuff could be better, since we've been sitting here constantly with low power. So that's what powered that decision. I bring in the Ring. Grin doesn't like him as much as I do, but I've had many games where the Ring has been really relevant. So, especially on cards like Timberpack Wolf, Eva's Force Mage, Flinthoof Boar especially. With a Rancor in there, I feel like it's worthwhile. Anyway, so we'll see you guys for Game 2.